Yo, we got a video here today. I want to say big shout out to all the new subscribers and much appreciated the welcome back messages. Let's get right into it.
I didn't retire, but I just stopped shooting boy-girl porn. A choice that I made on my own, but I made that choice because is a job, but I feel like until someone...
That gets used as an excuse sometimes. It's a job. I mean, technically it is, but it's quite a new job. And people might say, well, what about the oldest profession in the book? Well, you would normally not videotape that and produce it on a worldwide effect to gain money. Normally you just go to the saloon, you go to the brothel, handle your business, and you don't have to have a video footage for everyone else to look at. And to make money off, by the way. People are making money off it.
Goes through that experience.
So Riley, the name of the show is called What They Don't Tell You.
I saw.
So I do have to say, what's one thing that they don't tell you about being in the adult film industry?
At least when I started, I assumed that I was going to be way back in that.
Then if that's the case, why would anyone put money into producing it? She wants to get paid and the people producing it want to get paid. So I know there's this naivete of, well, no one's going to notice. The point is, if it's done professionally and it's got money behind it and marketing and everything else, they're trying to go viral. It's not like they're not trying to go viral.
Many people wouldn't really find out or whatever. Anytime you post anything on the internet, everyone will find out. And so I wasn't really expecting that. I just feel like they didn't say, dating is going to be hard. It's going to make your family life a little hard.
That was assumed back in the 70s and 80s. People that got into this industry, guess what? You're probably going to have to date and marry in that industry because they'd understand it more. It was like a given that you weren't supposed to have the white picket fence and the dog and the 4 kids. It was like you're foregoing this sort of, bland lifestyle because you're going for the hardcore stuff and you're trying to get paid and laid.
Did you ever have boyfriends or...
Dating was really hard just because people have this persona of you, and so it's hard to meet.
Fancy that though. You create a persona and people now have a persona of you. That's just ironic.
Someone, who doesn't know who I am. They met me first in their mind as Riley, so it was really hard to reverse and teach them that I'm Ashley. And so, because that's my name is Ashley. The troubling parts of dating, and then just...
That's actually an interesting point, because sometimes they're just faking it anyway. This isn't really their thing. They're just manipulating the audience to get cash. I mean, some are into it, for sure, but others are into it for a different reason.
Just being an active performer and dating with the insecurities of guys and everything like that. Yeah. That's probably the most difficult, is being in an active relationship while you're still a performer. I didn't retire, but I just stopped shooting boy-girl porn and everything over a year before I...
So basically you have to go into the lesbians for personal reasons, or even to follow the trends there. I mean, there's algorithms and all kinds of performing, as she likes to call it.
Met him. A choice that I made on my own, but I made that choice because I was lonely and I wanted love and affection and stuff, and I was I'm not going to be able to find this while I'm performing. Because I've dated guys and they were me or porn, and I was well, porn never gave me this ultimatum, so I choose them. So I made that decision.
I mean, should we cry a river now? Once they age out, they say how bad it is, but they enjoy the ride. They enjoy the fame and whatever cash comes their way.
And then I was able to meet Pasha, but I don't know if our relationship would have been successful if I was an active performer.
Wow.
Well, the fact that you have to sort of, sugarcoat it, right? An active performer. I mean, you're getting your back blown out. I mean... And you're showing everyone. It's one thing that you're dating someone and it's happening and you don't see it, but you get you get front row seats. And then once that's all over, they're older and now have even higher standards than when they first came into it.
Do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No.
I mean, she's just saying what some of her pastime was going to the drink bar and getting your back blown out. But now that she's done that, now that that's over with, you know, you've got to take him out to a 5-star restaurant.
Do not accept a coffee. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly?
So instead of going on a date and trying to get to know each other and see if there's a spark, in a way you're on a job interview and you better be on your best behavior, because unless you don't pick up your chopsticks the right way, I mean, game over.
Just gonna, you know, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is.
I started the egg freezing process. I did some preliminary tests which showed that my egg count is really low. The doctors did tell me that might affect my...
So why is it crazy to say that at your peak, this is when you've got a high amount of eggs? That's the thing. They wait till the final buzzer beater. Now it's, you know, cry me a river, after having even higher standards in the mid game than they did in the early game.
Fertility. It's just so sad. I've been like crying the entire day. Like I just feel this giant pain in my stomach right now.
Well, that's the Grim Reaper coming to collect. He collects on everyone, by the way. And then it's always good when they specify exactly how a real guy should do it. How the real guys should do it.
This is why real high-value men will go after single moms. Don't fight me on this, because I'm a living proof. Not in my own life, but somebody that I know. A high-value man...
Then you're not the living proof. It would be better if the quote-unquote living proof express this story and put a face to it rather than going full cap.
Knows his value and his worth and what he brings to a woman. There's going to be no child that is going to interfere with that. High value men.
But why have something to interfere? Why have this child to someone that you're not wanting to settle down with to interfere with the guy that you, this high value guy in the top 10%, 5%? Why create an obstacle if it's not necessary?
Men want children. And real men are going to love children as their own, even if it's not their own. So you having a child is now... I
mean, it's an interesting trait to have. Beta! And that's not necessarily like a dig. I mean, someone has to look after them or else it might become a problem down the road. But ideally, guys want to have their own. Maybe they get some and then they decide to get one after. Some people like to adopt. I mean... whatever, but bottom line is I think most guys would rather invest in their own DNA, their own creation that they might feel deep down that they're responsible for. They created it, you know.
In addition to their entire family that either they were seeking, that they wanted, or they were looking to create in the future. Now you have a child, and that's part of my family, and we're all a family. That's what a real high value man is.
So a quote,
you know, she brings the ready-made family, and that's what a real guy does, is step right into that. Again, I mean, if you got the cash and that's what you want to step into, that's each to their own. But anyway, gents, we're going to leave it right there. As always, thoughts, comments, but low. And hit that like on the way out. It takes 1.5 seconds, and smash that subscribe button right now for good luck. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.